Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين يا رب العالمين.
Pema pako patazidi kubaki petu pakimbilio na nusuru. Mkono wako wa rehema na mkabidhi Rijali Shaki gwiji mngwana na adibu iwa mwandishi Raila Amolo Odinga ambaye ndiye mkunga wa ugatuzi. Twakuomba ewe Mola umjalie pamoja na magavana wote akiwemo Nala Gladys Atieno Wanga wa Homa Bay. Na kikao hiki twakuomba ewe Mola ya anza nasi uenende nasi na utue nasi pema, na ni kwa sababu tumeomba tukiamini katika jina tukufu la Yesu Kristo mwanao.
May we be seated. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, Engineer Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga, Your Excellency, the Chair of the Council of Governors, FCPA Ahmed Abdullahi, Your Excellency, the Good Governor of Homa Bay County, Honorable Gladys Nyasuna Wanga, all governors present, Cabinet Secretary for Health, Honorable Adan Duale, all Cabinet Secretaries present, Principal Secretaries and officials of national government, the Minority Whip in the National Assembly, Honorable Mili Mabona, and all members of the National Assembly present, the Minority Leader in the Senate, Honorable Stewart Masayo, all senators present, the Speaker, Homa Bay County, Right Honorable Polycarp Kombo, all speakers of different county assemblies represented here, and members of various county assemblies, our partners, distinguished delegates. As I invite a good friend and a brother who has been doing a good job in guiding this auspicious occasion, since he came to Homa Bay, now is known as Dr. Latif. But as he comes, allow me, Your Excellency, to underscore the efforts you made for Kenya to realize devolution. Please, may we accord His Excellency, Engineer Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga, a hearty round of applause. We thank you for your efforts. Welcome, Latif. Karibu Daktari.
Thank you very much, Bagi. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and delegates. Welcome to the Devolution Conference 2025. The Right Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. To kick off this program, I'd like to call up on stage the Chief Whip of the Council of Governors, who is also the Governor of the great county of Nandi, His Excellency Governor Stephen Sang, to come and run the program, which will include taking us through the journey of devolution in the form of a video. Governor Sang.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Karibuni sana, thank you and welcome to this session. Again, Baba is in the house. Karibu, Your Excellency. The theme, an applause for Baba, please. The theme for this 9th Devolution Conference is for the people, for prosperity. Devolution as a catalyst of equality, equity, inclusion, and social justice. All of you will agree that if there is one Kenyan who personifies this theme, is none other than Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, Baba mwenyewe. And therefore, we are very honored, Baba, that you could find time to be here with us. You have been part and parcel of the devolution journey in this country, and we are excited as a devolution family to have you around. We will start this session with a video, and the technical team, can you share? We will start with a small video on this, capturing this theme on behalf of the Council of Governors. Let's have that video, then we will proceed to the remarks.
Kenya's devolution story is one of transformation, of power, resources, and responsibilities brought closer to the people, of voices heard, and of lives changed. From the vibrant urban centers to the serene countryside villages, devolution has touched every corner of our nation. But what does it truly mean for the people?
Devolution inamaanisha resources zimetufikia huku mashinani.
Service ililetwa kutoka juu mpaka chini.
Wale wamechaguliwa mashinani wanafika kwa ile sehemu kila pahali.
Over the last 12 years, county governments have been at the center of service delivery. While significant progress has been made, there's a pressing demand for increased accountability, transparency, and inclusive governance in addressing the needs of the people.
Services ambazo tulikuwa tunapata national government sasa tunaipata mashinani.
We are at a defining moment in Kenya's history. It is time. The voices and expectations of the people and take actions that lead to the realization of the promises of devolution.
Changamoto moja ya mkulima ni lack of funds.
Tuko wagonjwa watano, lakini farm machines are not working.
We usually don't have the support from the government when it comes to sickle cell.
Equity, inclusion, and social justice are not just ideals, they are constitutional tenets owed to the people of Kenya. Devolution has reshaped Kenya's governance structures, empowering counties to deliver essential services from pre-primary education to healthcare, agriculture extension, trade, infrastructure, water, sanitation, and housing.
Mimi devolution imenisaidia sana. Kama si devolution singetokea. Ningekuwa tu nakaa mashinani, naambiwa wanawake hawafai kufanya kazi. Lakini juu ya devolution, at least naweza jituma na napenda kazi yangu.
Despite the challenges since 2013, the impact of devolution is undeniable. You can see it, touch it, and feel it. Change is unfolding, one community at a time.
Before the unit was opened, we had a challenge. Most mothers opted to deliver at home, and we really had a lot of mortality. But once this unit was established, we are getting a lot of mothers are now coming to this hospital.
Wenye tuliletwa alikuwa 1.3. Hasa nimeweka huko for that time, ameongeza amefika mpaka 1.9.
Nilianza dialysis last year kwa hospitali hapa, na this service imetusaidia sana. Patient wanatoka mbali na the best service ni hapa. Kwa county government tunaomba bado tuongeze wengi.
We usually have a very long list of patients who needs the services around. So if more machines could be added, we can accommodate more patients.
I'm a farmer. I'm doing maize, sorghum, sunflower, cotton, and beans. The seeds were given out to us by the county government.
Nalima mboga na nalipa school fees. Owi tina tunaye mambo ka binda ya mbuga zizoka. Na yutu mambo ka binda yonde. Timake lambo kadoka ba tuka imambemba, tuka banda mama. Kedi yutu ina tena mwingulo tunedhana tena.
Kama iko kitu sasa inaleta roho pande hii na watu wameshambulia kupanda, ni mambo ya kahawa sasa hivi. Siku hizi hata wakina mama wanapanda, mzee amekatia mama. Sasa mama ako na akaunti yake analeta hapa. Sasa hii wakina mama wawajiliwa tena ikao yao.
Tumekuwa na changamoto sana za soko, upande wa soko, kwa sababu kuna madalali wengi wao wanaingilia farm inputs hiyo wakati wakija kwa mauzo yao.
Tunapata changamoto ya barabara.
Inakuwa saa zingine nyanya ikiwa imeiva sana kwa shamba, nyingi inaharibikia kwa shamba kwa sababu ya barabara.
Huu mradi, haya maji yalianza kama ya community members.
Zamani ilikuwa chafu, ukienda kuichota unakanyaga matope chini ndio uchote maji. Maji saa hii imepita imeenda mpaka kwa maboma.
Mambo ya maji. Kuenda huko nilikuanga msimu. Unaenda huko safari 2 3, umechoka. Wakapima wakasema, "Madhe, tunataka hii maji kufikia." Na fanyeni haraka, oneni vile niko. Basi ndio wakaniletea hiyo maji. Nilifurahi watoto yangu, niliona furaha.
Members wao ni wale watu hawana income ambayo wanaweza kutegemea. Tuko 600 members.
Mbeleni sikuwahi kukaa nyumba kubwa hii kama hii ya 2 bedroom. Niliishi kukaa ronda single room pale ya Prasta.
Faida Rabbiin guddaan sababu dandaqa Rabbi malee bilo adden keessa ijaasamuuf hin dandeeqaban. Mahaddi Rabbi qaba bokka'ii dur tiroob.
Kwa watoto imetunufaisha sana. Ya kwanza, hatukuwa na madarasa, tumejengewa madarasa. Kitambo tulikuwa tunahangaika sana, kwa kunakuwa na mafuriko, classes kunafurika, matope kila mahali, but now tumejengewa classes mpya za kisasa na tunashukuru serikali ya county sana kwa kutujengea.
Mbeleni kama hata alikuwa anakuja late, sasa hivi anataka mwisho mapema akuwe mtoto wa kwanza juu kuna vitu ya kuchezea kupenda.
Ningemuomba gavana wetu ajiri walimu na ajiri even the mentors, alafu aongezee walimu wengine kwa haya madarasa ndio hawa watoto waweze kupata haya masomo bora.
At the heart of good governance lies active civic engagement. Counties are championing transparency and accountability through civic education and public participation frameworks that involve citizens in decision making.
Siku za public participation zao wanafanyaga siku za soko, ambayo hiyo wakati huo ndio mfanya biashara iko very busy.
But the conversation must not end there. Public participation is not just a constitutional requirement, it's the cornerstone of citizen-driven development. The dialogue between leaders and the people must remain dynamic, deliberate, and decisive.
Juzi tulienda huko public participation huko chini, maneno ya devolution. Sisi wananchi tulisikia maneno ni mzuri kwa devolution.
Civic engagement empowers communities to raise their voices, demand services, and push for change.
We are here only to seek for justice. We are not here to cause any chaos.
But for that change to last, it must be rooted in social justice. Governments must address systemic inequalities so that everyone has access to resources and opportunities, not just the privileged few, but also the marginalized, minority groups, the vulnerable, and persons with disabilities.
We have really benefited from the county government. When we need pambas, when we need sanitary pads, they have given us and listening here.
Imetusaidia sana kwa sababu imetusaidia na vitu nyingi. Hata imetusaidia na wheelchairs, hatukuwa na wheelchairs. Hata shukrani kwenu kunisaidie.
Tunataka serikali ilete training kwa watu, kwa community. Wafunzwe right zetu, wafunzwe ile tunaweza. Sisi ni watu kama wale wengine. Now we have to do anything.
County governments have rolled out social protection initiatives, from feeding programs, cash transfers, and community support to affirmative action. Inclusion is no longer. Counties must engage better at the grassroots, use data to track vulnerability, and implement targeted policies to ensure no one is left behind.
Nafurahia sana kuwa mzazi hapa. Devolution nimebenefit sana. Upande wa chakula iko sawa, sababu mtoto wangu
lishe mashuleni na pesa mashuleni imesaidia watoto kuongezeka.
About the feeding program, it does improve the performance of the learners because the learners get that milk, they fight, and then as we continue in class.
Financing remains a major challenge for devolution. Counties continue to face delayed disbursements, inadequate funding, and legislative bottlenecks. To unlock progress, national and county governments, the private services, the national government must ensure timely and equitable revenue sharing, while counties must prioritize fiscal discipline, efficient use of resources, and improved local revenue collection. Only then can devolution thrive. Will services reach the people?
Kuna kazi kwenye tunafanya bila president au bila gavana. Tunataka kazi ifanye wote. Tuungane tu kwa moja, alafu tufanye kazi mzuri. Tu akipanga sisi tukae mzuri kwa mamesa, hata hiyo pesa yao watasanya mzuri, watakuwa mzuri.
The next chapter of devolution is ours to write, with the voices of the people heard and duty bearers taking deliberate action. We can accelerate the realization of equity, inclusion, and social justice for all. This is Kenya's story, a story still being written by 47 counties, by 50 million voices, by all of us.
This conference offers a critical progress made and to explore ways of strengthening and refining our current systems. By bringing it together, policymakers, development partners, and private sector, academia, civil society, where inclusive dialogue can drive actionable solutions. Together, we seek to enhance the effectiveness of devolved governance as a catalyst for equity and sustainable prosperity. In Kilifi County, we are painfully aware of the social economic disparities and the historical marginalization that have flourished, from high rates of teenage pregnancies to limited access to just development statistics. There are human rights violations. It remains a deep stain on Kenya's human rights record, a horrific reminder of what happens when the rights, but as a sign, as a warning sign of, and county governments must act decisively, not to bring justice to the victim, but to ensure national governments to also integrate rights-based approaches to planning, budgeting, servicing, and service delivery. It means involving wananchi in decisions that affect them. It means accountability, not just upwards to national and governments, but outward to the people we serve. We cannot go backwards on the aspects of devolution. And whereas I appreciate the stride made by the national government in releasing funds to counties, delayed disbursements of funds is still a major challenge. And the persistent wrangles between the Senate and the National Assembly only worsens this concern played in Parliament and work together for the greater good of the counties. That said, the governors need to be accountable and ensure that each and every monies that the senators fight for is for the benefit of the devolved functions and include health and other essential services. 12 years since its inception, of the county governments, we stand at a crossroad, a moment not just to reflect, but to re-engineer and take stock of the gains and challenges of devolution. I'm truly glad that the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, has made his presence here to grace this occasion. Finally, I would like to conclude, for county truly become vehicles of equity, inclusion, they must go beyond this delivery and embed the principles of justice, and dignity into every aspect of governance. This requires a shift of mindset, investments that listen to and work for all people, and the political will to dismantle structural inequalities from the ground upwards. Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, tunashukuru sana wewe kwa kuwa mkunga au mwanzilishi wa ugatuzi katika Kenya. Asante sana.
Let's appreciate Minority Leader in the Senate. Asante sana. The next would be remarks by the Senate Majority Leader, Senator Aaron Cheruiyot, and the remarks will be made on his behalf by Senator Professor Margaret Kamar. Let's appreciate Professor Kamar as she comes and delivers this remarks on behalf of the Majority Leader, Senator Aaron Cheruiyot. Karibu, Professor.
Thank you, Governor Sang. Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, the father of devolution, as we all know, the chairperson of the Council of Governors, Honorable FCPA Ahmed Abdullahi, the host governor, Honorable Gladys Wanga, the leader of minority who has just spoken, cabinet secretaries led by the Honorable Aden Duale, members of the judiciary who are here, members of the diplomatic corps who are here, members of parliament who are here, development partners, citizens of Kenya, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is going to be a brief one because I'm here, Your Excellency, for two things. One is to give an apology on behalf of the leader of majority, Senator Aaron Cheruiyot, who was supposed to be here but was caught up with some assignment and couldn't come. He gives his apology. Number two, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce very briefly the senators who are here. If you can be upstanding just for 1 minute, I would like to introduce the host, senator who spoke yesterday, Moses Kachwang, the senator of Nandi, Senator Chirarkei, the senator of West Pokot, Senator Murgor, the senator of Elgeyo Marakwet, Senator Gisang, the senator of Tana River, or we call it River Tana, the Mheshimiwa Munkatana, the senator of Nyeri, Senator Wamatinga, the Honorable Senator Hamida, who is nominated, and the Senator Mutinda. Thank you very much. You may take your seats. If I have not seen you, I apologize. If you are a senator sitting somewhere I cannot see. With those remarks, Your Excellency, I will go straight away to read the message that came from the leader of majority from the Senate. It is with profound honor and immense privilege that I join you at this second biannual Devolution Conference following the transition from the annual Devolution Conference, and I've given his apology why he's not here. The Devolution Conference, and this one in particular, serves as a pivotal platform for pertinent stakeholders to exchange exemplary practices, share experiences, evaluate the accomplishments achieved in the implementation of devolution, and identify both opportunities and challenges that have been encountered in the last 11.5 years. This forum aims to facilitate necessary adjustments in pursuit of the effective execution of the devolved system of governance. It is imperative to acknowledge the enduring clamor for reformed constitution frameworks and a transformation of governance structure within the Republic of Kenya. The Constitution 2010, and we are happy that the Honorable Amolo Odinga is here with us, the Right Honorable, Your Excellency, is with us because you are the one who pushed so hard to have the Constitution of Kenya 2010 promulgated in 2010. When the Constitution was promulgated, it made provisions for a devolved system of governance as captured under Chapter 11 of the Constitution, and whose objects and principles are also provided for under Articles 174 and Articles 175 of the Constitution. And the roles are well stipulated between the two levels of government in Schedule 4 of the Constitution. Your Excellency and distinguished participants, it is in the facilitation of the functioning and operations of the devolved governments, the Constitution under Article 203.2 provides for a 15% of the equitable share of the national revenue to be allocated to the county governments. The county governments may also receive additional allocations from the national revenue, either conditionally or unconditionally, under Articles 202.2 of the Constitution. Resources are also provided under Article 204.2 through the Equalization Fund to provide basic services, including water, roads, health facilities, and electricity to marginalized areas to achieve the same level of development as other parts of the country in the principle of equity. The county governments are also empowered under Article 209 of the Constitution to raise their own revenue through what we call the own source revenue, in addition to the equitable revenue that is given by the national government. The Senate diligently fulfills its constitutional obligation of legislation, oversight, and representation concerning the formulation of the pertinent legislation related to revenue sharing, exemplified by the Division of Revenue Act, the County Allocation of Revenue Act, and the County Government's Additional Allocations Act. These legal provisions are paramount for the allocation of resources to devolved governments, which are indispensable for fostering socioeconomic development and throughout the nation. Your Excellency, the devolved system of governance is founded upon the principles of being citizen-centric, rooted in equity, inclusion, and social justice. The execution of devolution is intricately woven into both national and international development frameworks. This alignment is articulated through initiatives such as the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the Kenya Vision 2030, the East African Community Vision 2060, and the African Union Agenda 2063, and the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It is fundamental to appreciate the milestones and achievements that have been realized in various sectors since the implementation of devolution, which has been ongoing in the last almost 12 years. The devolved governments have made significant strides in the development of health facilities, human capital development, development of modern early childhood education centers and vocational training institutions, provision of platforms for public participation, industrial development in processing and value addition, infrastructure development, promoting agricultural production and development of water infrastructure, among others, and we appreciate that from our county executives. From where we sit in the Senate, Your Excellency, the county governments have also made progress in addressing issues of inequalities, marginalization, and inclusion of vulnerable members of society, such as the children, the youth, women, persons living with disabilities, the elderly, through providing opportunities and financial assistance, which are vital attributes to social justice and inclusion. Distinguished participants, Your Excellency, it's also imperative to recognize that the devolved system of governance grapples with a plethora of challenges that persist as significant impediments to effective implementation. Among these challenges are, first, the incomplete transfer of devolved functions alongside their corresponding resources. We are very happy that His Excellency the President yesterday did announce the gazettement, which has actually been done, of a good number of the functions that have now been released. And we are very grateful for that. The next agenda would therefore be for the IGTRC to start costing these functions so that they don't just get devolved, but devolution be followed by the resources. There is also the challenge of delayed disbursement of the equitable share between the national government and the county governments. Of course, there is also the challenge of misappropriation of funds by county governments, as we have identified from where we sit. There are leadership disputes also that have culminated in impeachments and the emergence of factions within county leadership, not just in the executive, but also in the county assemblies. In this regard, there is need for appropriate actions to be taken through consultations and cooperation among all relevant stakeholders to provide the much needed reforms that may assist the devolved governments in the achievements of the objectives of devolution, as well as the fulfillment of the national values and principles and the principles of governance. This takes cognizance of the aspirations of all Kenyans for a government based on the essential values of human rights, equity, freedom, democracy, social justice, and the rule of law as espoused in the preamble of our Constitution. This devolution conference, therefore, Your Excellency, serves as an invaluable platform for introspection and assessment of the feedback regarding both the achievements and deficiencies, allowing for a strategic recalibration aimed at transforming county governments into robust institutions that catalyze socioeconomic advancement within our republic. With those remarks, Your Excellency, I want to thank you and thank all the participants for listening to this message from the Senate. Thank you.
Let's appreciate Professor Kamar again. It's now my pleasure to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Health, the one and only Honorable Aden Bare Duale, to come and make his remarks. Karibu sana Waziri. Let's appreciate Waziri as he comes to make his remarks. Karibu.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, a man who has initiated me into politics in 2005. Your Excellency, the Governor of Homa Bay, Honorable Gladys Wanga, one of my very, very good legislator when I was the leader of majority, the chair of the Council of Governors, Excellencies governors, deputy governors, colleagues from both the Senate and the National Assembly, colleagues from both levels of government, our development partners, Honorable Excellency, former Prime Minister, as we come to the day 2 of the Devolution Conference, let me first extend my heartfelt appreciation to Homa Bay County, to the Right Honorable Raila Odinga for his enduring leadership in advancing equity and justice. The theme for the people, for posterity, devolution as a catalyst for equity, inclusion, and social justice, reflects devolution as our constitutional and moral compass. It reaffirms our past 2 days as a powerful driver of an inclusive prosperity, tangible equity, and effective governance. Social justice, Honorable Prime Minister, demands that every Kenyan has equitable access to opportunities. He has equitable access to protections, and he has equitable access to essential services. A goal that devolution advances by bringing government closer to the people, correcting historical imbalances, and ensuring fairness in the distribution of resource allocation. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Prime Minister, guided by this principle, our health reform under the universal health coverage focuses on 4 key pillars: human resource for health, making sure equitable deployment of skilled health workers, integrating community health promoters into the formal system, and scaling up specialized training to ensure we have skilled care in every county. And Honorable Prime Minister, as a person who worked with you during the 2010 Constitution, I am still and will always believe that devolution was right. Devolution has done the best. And the days when decisions were made for our country from the street of Harambee House or Harambee Street, where you have one side the office of the president, On the other side, you have the National Treasury and all other related offices, including the Judiciary, the Public Service Commission, the Office of the Attorney General, Parliament. I think that is what made us go for devolution. So I still believe, and that's why I want to confirm that I am one minister who has a very good working relationship, and I want to thank the leadership of the Council of Governors, their CECs for health, and the entire health team at the counties. Because of my belief in devolution and health is devolved, I work with the Council of Governors and the entire leadership at our counties very well. On health financing, with the dedicated funds for primary health care, chronic illness, and emergencies, while we are leveraging on public-private partnership to expand our physical space. These health reforms are already delivering tangible gains, reducing maternal mortality, expanding our ICU and HDU capacity along our counties and our referral hospitals, improving our immunization coverage, dialysis, and other specialized services. However, challenges remain, including limited physical space, health workforce gaps, emerging health threats, and inequities in access. But these are addressed through devolution, innovation sharing, and collaboration and partnership across our counties. Honorable former Prime Minister, and ultimately, social justice in healthcare demands quality care that is accessible, affordable, and dignity. And from Homa Bay to Turkana, Mandera, and Nairobi, it's for this reason that the ministry's reforms and the spirit of devolution reinforces and amplifies each other. Our work is about the people, their dignity, their opportunities, and their future. We have both the responsibility and the means to make social justice a lived reality through a well-governed, well-resourced, people-centered health system. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, before I conclude, I want to make a confession. Because there are many people here who say the former Prime Minister is the father of devolution. Maybe they have read in the newspapers, maybe they heard through the TV, but I was there on the table when you fought for devolution as a member of parliament for Langata and as a Prime Minister. You fought for devolution in Naivasha, in the morning and in the wee hours of the night, navigating the political turmoil of that time. You fought for three things among many things. Three were irreducible minimum for you, because I was a member of ODM, and I'm happy Senator of Siaya and my long-term lawyer who defended me in many petitions, election petitions, is sitting here. And also, the man who first signed my nomination certificate to go to Parliament, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, is sitting here. You fought for many things, but you had three irreducible minimum. You achieved two. You achieved devolution, and you achieved, and you helped us as a community, the Muslim community, the Qadi's court to be entrenched in the Constitution. And I can tell you without fear of contradiction that when history is written, the Muslim community in our country will remember your position But you fought for also a parliamentary system of government. Kenyans fight every election because of bombers. You wanted to devolve the presidential election through a parliamentary system of government, where one day a son in Turkana or from Kuria will ascend and become the Prime Minister of Kenya. That did not happen. It is at least in everything that you look for, you don't get 100%. We got a good constitution with a very good Bill of Rights. Devolution was key. And just to pick on the region where I come from, former Prime Minister, before devolution, the 3 districts of Northeastern and the 3, which are now the 3 counties of Garissa, Wajir, and Mandera, used to receive a paltry 1 shilling in 1 financial year for development. Today, because of devolution, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera combined receives close to 30 billion. That is because of what you did as our leader then and our leader now, that you fought for the Bill of Rights that we have today. We fought together with the great minds here, an independent judiciary, an independent parliament. But because this is a devolution conference, I want to thank you on behalf of the people that were with you, some here, some who are not there. The challenges we faced in making sure that devolution was entrenched, that governance was given to the people of Kenya, and the sharing of their resources was given to the people of Kenya. And that is why, again, you have remained consistent and fidelity to devolution. A number of times, colleagues, my former colleagues in Parliament, National Assembly, ask me, why is the former Prime Minister sometimes hard on us come to the Senate? And I want to say it here. The Senate is the custodian of devolution. The former Prime Minister made his time with Professor Nyang' Nyong'o and many people who also became senators. But today, the custodian of devolution is Senate. That is the institution created by the Constitution. And just to conclude, no community, devolution was to make sure every Kenyan, regardless community, religion, his location, are equal before the Constitution and before God. And that is why we want to say, if you want to aspire to be a leader in the Republic of Kenya, you must have certain credentials. You must be ready to speak for the El Molos on the shores of Lake Turkana. You must speak for all religions, and you must speak for all communities. And you must speak for Kenya. You can speak for your community, you can speak for your religion, and you can speak for your region. Kenya is one indivisible nation with one flag, one map, a member of the East African Community. And in conclusion, on behalf of the Ministry of Health, I reaffirm our belief together we can ensure devolution truly delivers for the people, for posterity, and for justice. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the Republic of Kenya.
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye.
We also work on creating documents, feature stories, explainer videos, 3D animation and anything media related. We also offer consultation on media related topics. Our work is timely, professional and very affordable. So talk to us, soundcandytalk@gmail.com, or you can call us on 07 18 45 45 85.